I was born on the first Monday in September, 1920, September the 6th. Mama said that was Labor Day. I went to school at Center, graduated from high school there, worked for 2 years at Callaway Mills, graduated from Auburn in 1947, started work as an assistant county agent in DeKalb County about 12 days after I graduated from Auburn. And the rest is history, been in 4-H ever since.
Well, Dad was firm. He taught a lot of values, was very big on that. But he was also a lot of fun. We had a house that was full of laughter all the time. We lived down at Rock Eagle for the summers that I was 3, 4, and 5. And it's funny because when I dream now of home, it's Rock Eagle. I think all children that age, little girls think they're princesses. And Mimi and I were convinced because our dad was chief. So I guess I kind of have trouble separating out Dad, my dad, from Dad who was 4-H, and my home life from 4-H. They were the same.
I grew up in Oconee County, and when I was 12, I became friends with Cindy Darden, Papa Darden's daughter, and we've been friends ever since. If it wasn't for Papa Darden, I probably would not have had the career that I have. Growing up in 4-H and meeting Papa Darden and his encouragement, he saw something in me others didn't see, and he strongly encouraged me, and I really owe him credit for shaping my career.
Well, I came to work in Extension in 1957, and Mr. Darden was already there, and so he was our instructor at many of the sessions and training meetings that we had to come to. He just was determined that you were to get the best that you could get out of young people and give back to them the best that you could give.
My first exposure to Harold Darden, I was an 11th grader 4-H member, and at a livestock judging contest. And my first impression of Harold was not all that positive, because here I was thinking I was a big macho 4-H'er with cowboy boots and livestock participant, and Harold Darden had on sandals and white socks. And I thought to myself, what grown man would possibly wear sandals and white socks? So it took me a few years to rebuild my enthusiasm and appreciation for Harold Darden. I think Harold's biggest contribution to 4-H is the Rock Eagle camping program, by far. He and Martha Jones Harrison designed the program, and the fact that after 50 years, it's virtually unchanged and has the same impact and success that it did when it started is just phenomenal.
I remember as a 4-H'er going to Atlanta and being on the 4-H hour with Miss Paralee Brock. And I didn't know until just a few years ago that Harold Darden was the man that had begun that program. And what an inspiration that was to young people to have that opportunity to be on that big television station in Atlanta, because I'd only made 2 or 3 trips to Atlanta in my lifetime.
Well, he helped to develop the planning of the volunteer leader program, where we went out into the individual counties and had 7 sessions, 7 consecutive weeks. Well, the kids were impacted in the fact that they had a much more in-depth experience, having some adult leadership in guiding them in what they did.
How we approach the program may be different, the curriculum inside the program may be different, but the essence of the program is still the same, and that's the essence that Mr. Darden contributed at the first planning of 4-H.
Dad took a lot of time with 4-H'ers. Remember, one that he talked about was a young 4-H'er. He was down at Tybee 4-H Club Center, and this one little 4-H boy who had never seen the ocean. And Dad just took great delight in walking down with him to see the ocean for the first time.
His total dedication to 4-H. If there was ever a man that I would call Mr. 4-H, it'd be Harold Darden. We looked to him as the guy that had all the answers of how we should do our job in that position.
When you're with him, you are included, and that he makes you feel that you are just as important as anybody else that's included in the arena.
One of the things that I appreciated most about Harold is he always had a good time. And I think if you're going to relate to kids very well, you need to have a good time, and they need to know that you're having a good time.
Mr. Darden's greatest attributes were probably his willingness to listen and let people know that he cared. When children and young people understand that an adult cares, then there can be a positive relationship that makes a difference in that individual's life.
What he's given back since he's been retired. He's given back, he has scholarships, and I think he's working on the second scholarship.
4-H has changed, and the programming has been tweaked throughout the years, but the essence of the programming has stayed the same, and that was the essence that was instilled with Mr. Darden.
No, I'd like to be remembered as a 4-H leader. 4-H can't help but change anybody who pours their heart and soul into it. One of the greatest things in my life has been the opportunity to touch the lives of thousands of young people. And in return, they've touched my soul.